you've been working on building a new type of ventilator with cheap, widely available materials. And the idea is this bridge ventilator can be replicated and mass produced by others. Can you tell us a little bit about what is a bridge ventilator exactly?
Yeah, so the bridge ventilator is a device to bridge patients. So when a conventional ventilator is not available, the bridge ventilator is a device that can stand in and bridge the patient to a point. If they need a regular conventional ventilator, they would have that.
And tell us a little bit about the one that you've been working on.
So the ventilator we've been working on is uses what's called an Ambu Bag, which is a device that's used to manually ventilate patients. It's a sort of a football size and shaped device where a person pushes on the football, sort of in the middle section, and ejects air out of the bag. It's usually just called a bag by medical personnel, and the air goes into the patient's lungs. So what we've done is automate that process where we're pushing on the bag.
Why is that important, automating it over having somebody manually do that?
Well, in the COVID situation, exposure of the medical personnel to the patients who have the virus and are exhaling the virus poses a danger. There's many medical personnel who've got the virus themselves. So it's important to keep a safe distance. And two, it's just not practical to have medical personnel manually ventilating patients. There's just simply not enough of them.
So this is utilizing a windshield wiper motor. How did you come to the idea of using that? Where did that idea come from?
Well, yeah, we're thinking about, what motor to use. We had discussed the idea of using a windshield wiper motor, but it really came down to reliability and availability or supply. And both of those areas, both reliability and supply, the windshield wiper scores very high. Normally we wouldn't use a windshield wiper, a motor like that in a medical device. But in this case, it was really kind of a special circumstance.
And the idea then is that these will be easily replicated, right? That across the country, maybe across the world, people could be creating these bridge ventilators. What does that process look like?
Well, in the U.S., we'll have to get what's called an emergency use authorization, which we're in the process of working with the FDA to get that approved. Even if out of the U.S., the FDA is not required, it usually is desired, and most places outside the U.S. would want that anyway.
What impact do you see this specific project, but in general, the way you've been working, sort of having beyond this pandemic?
It showed so many vulnerabilities at so many different levels. I think that a good portion of research is going to shift, at least.
Thank you so much for your time and sharing a little bit about your project. We're all excited about it, rooting for it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.